Okay, I would like to go through this quiz 5 that we've got, that I've got up here. It's meant to be a replacement quiz for you. So there's some foundational things I want to talk about, but it's something that I want to make it, some of them are more clear than others. And what I'd like to, I've got it up on the screen here. Make sure you select quiz 5 on the, in week 5 of the, as you learn. But notice that there's 11 numbered answers on the left. And there are only 9 lettered items on the right. And therefore there's only one answer for each one. There are 2 that will not be used on the left. And it turns out they come from down in the functions. There's 7 through 11. They're not total functions, they're just expressions. Notice that there's no y equals on this. So these aren't equations. These aren't functions. Those terms need 2 sides of an equal sign. This is an expression. These are expressions or something like that. But if ever you have a situation you're asked for an equation, make sure you've got 2 sides of the equal signs. That's a part of the deal. Okay, but anyway, take a look at these. There are only 3 that involve those numbered answers 7 through 11 on the left. Looks like maybe D, E, and I. There's 3, and therefore there are 2 on the left that aren't going to be used. Check those out, make sure you got them. But take a look here. Let's look at A, the first thing. Well, no, let's go over to the left. Let's look at intermediate. The top 3 are underlined in bold print. Well, I've got 3 with underline and bold print on the right. So there's some matching going on there that's going to be part of the deal. The first one says, number 1, intermediate value theorem. So you've got max, min, between, and mean underlined. Intermediate. Between, let's take a look at B. Let's read that. Let F be continuous on the closed bounded interval A to B, and let Y be any number between F of A and F of B. Notice Y is a value between F of A and F of B. Those are Y functions on the Y-axis. Then for some C between A and B on the X-axis, for some C on the X-axis, F of C equals that Y. So if you've got a Y in the value on the interval of the Y's that you're in, the range you're in, then there's got to be some X that gets you there. Okay, that's what it's saying. That's the intermediate value theorem. So there should be a 1. The number 1 should go in front of the letter B. Okay, on the second one, mean, there's only 1 mean over on the right. Let's take a point to read through this one more time. We talked about it really briefly, didn't dwell on it, but let's read through it. Suppose function f is continuous on the closed interval AB and differentiable on the open interval AB. Then there is a number C between A and B for which C between A and B, now that's on the x-axis, for which the derivative, the slope at that value C matches the slope between A and B. So if you got at the endpoints and you find the slope of that segment, you draw a line between AF of A and BF of B, and you draw a segment between there, the slope of that is equal to some value on that function, some C between A and B. That looks kind of mean, eh? Well, I just had to say it looks mean, so let's go, that's an obvious, that matches me. So a 2 goes in front of that F. And the last one that's underlined gets the extreme. Notice what that's saying, extreme value. If let F be continuous on a closed bounded interval AB, then F assumes both a max value and a min value somewhere on that interval. It's got to happen. That's the extreme value. It has to be there. Okay, so 3 goes in front of the A. The other ones now you get yourself. Well, one other one. Look at 5, the area function, A sub F. There's only 1 A sub F in the right-hand side, okay? And it's down there toward the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And it's saying that's A for area function. It says area function. Notice area is under the curve A to F, F of T from A to X. That's the area under the curve. You notice that? So anyway, that it matches too. The other two are chain rule and fundamental theorem of calculus. Make sure you find those, that those are there, you see them. And then go through D, E, and I encourage you to calculate those first and then see if the answer's on the left. Don't look at the one on the left and see if it matches anything on the right, because two of them don't. Check and see, get the answer and see if what you get's over there. And if it's not, then there's a problem. But if it is, then you'll be, and then make sure you get all three before you put it down in front of me. Make sure I want you to upload these back into As You Learn. It's a full 20 points. Get credit for it. It's available to you until 10 o'clock tonight. So take the time and get that squared away. And if you've got questions, make sure you email me and let me know about it. But I think it should be pretty straightforward. It's meant, again, to be a 20. It's going to replace one of your lows. Some of you had an absence, missed a quiz, and some of you scored terribly on one quiz. This will be a replacement for it. But the idea is that if you haven't missed the quiz and you've got all your scores, then hope this will be a positive anyway. Okay? Okay, well, be well. I'm going to close up shop now, all right? Let me know if you've got questions.